Hello and welcome to another Rancho Kids Show, kids.
Wait. Ryan, what's happening?
Rancho Kids Show, Season 3, Episode 3. 3 is a big number for us today, Miss Carrie, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to be honest with you, kids.
I'm not sure what's happening. Like, are we rolling right? DeVito, are we rolling?
Why would we not be rolling? I did a great intro. I talked about Season 3, Episode 3. I'm excited. I've already gone over this. What's new with you, Miss Carrie? How are things good?
Things are great, but I'm still like there's just something completely different. And Halloween was yesterday.
You're talking about this. No, I did not leave a part of my costume on from last night. Check your calendar, Miss Carrie. What's the date today?
Good. It's November 1st, which I've been very excited about inviting the kid or welcoming the kids to November because can we all just admit that we're happy to live in a world where there's November?
Yeah, that's.
I
keep hearing a
thankfulness.
no. I hear November. No, it is Movember because it stands for Mustache November.
No,
yeah.
November. I have heard of this. In fact, I will say my husband did it a couple years ago and he just never let it go. He started here and then it just covered here and it just never ended.
I thought about going beard too, but I'm very, very talented when it comes to specific hair growth. So like I said this morning, I was like, and I grew it out.
Here's the thing, just because something is done doesn't mean it should be done.
I understand, but
and what's good for some people might not be good for others.
Are you possibly implying that that this is not a good look for me, Miss Carrie?
It's just it's the whole persona that goes with it, maybe.
It's not a persona.
Voice,
it's a well-known fact that the hairs take root in your larynx, causing your voice to just deepen a touch. That's why that happened, because it's science, kids.
Oh my goodness.
Look that up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Let's get back to why we're doing this show. We're here to entertain the kids, do an online church service, and this should not alter that at all.
Okay, so this is not going to be a distraction, is what you're telling me?
Not for me. I'm clearly focused.
Okay, all right, then let's move into worship, shall we?
I think that's great.
Awesome.
I'll be doing what's the part where you sing in the lower voice?
Bass.
Baritone.
Okay.
In fact, it's gonna be really deep. It'll be a grizzly baritone.
Okay, that's gonna be lots of fun.
All right, sorry, continue.
Okay, so I'm wearing my shipwreck shirt because I don't know, I was feeling orange this morning and it just happened to be our shipwreck shirt, which made me think of the songs we did during our shipwreck VBS.
I remember that. It was amazing. That's when we first met Marty.
That's
another one of my mustache brethren.
Actually, yeah, I'm seeing the similarities.
Thank you.
So we've got this morning, Won't Let Go, because that is one of our favorites, right? This one, we probably want to stretch out a little bit before this one. And then we've got God Is For Me. You guys, if you ever wonder, does he want good things for me? Is he on my team? You know what? Romans 8, my friends. That's all I can say. Romans 8. If God is for us, who can be against us?
Nobody.
And do we have a song about it?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Who can be against us? That one, I love it. I love it.
Wow.
Don't worry, kids. I'm gonna hold down the low end of this. Can we send this?
Yes.
All right. Davito, roll it.
Always the best time. What is
It was amazing. Worship was so great. Kids, was that not the best worship ever?
We need to get you a mirror. Have you?
Did it do
what
it?
happened?
It did it.
Something-
Oh gosh, it did it. Okay, so
It
listen.
used to be like this, and now it's like this.
Exactly. It used to be like, it used to be like this, right?
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
it's like this because worship makes me so happy and it forms to my smile. See? It's science, kids. You cannot deny the science of facial hair.
Oh my
Right? Notice
goodness.
it's even adjusted my voice because of the height. It's bringing my voice up a bit.
Okay, so I like that.
Yeah, worship was awesome, Miss Carrie. Thank you.
That's right.
November. What a month, right?
Wait. Speaking of November, we forgot to do a shout out, and I have one.
Yes, that totally has to do with November. I see that, yes. November, speaking of the forgetfulness of shout outs, yes.
November is an especially important month
Uh-huh.
because it is the month that Priestley was born.
What?
Yeah, our friend Priestley.
Are you, oh my goodness.
I know, it's her birthday on the 4th, this week.
Wait,
I know, I feel like there's partying that will be had around the
When-
world because Priestley was born and there's no one in the whole world like Priestley.
of course not. She is like a snowflake named Priestley.
That's right,
And she's from Canada.
I am so impressed with
Don't
you right now.
you even doubt my love for the great
White
Pacific,
North.
white North, and Atlantic. North, it's Canada and Priestley. We are so glad that you're watching up there. We are so glad that you're a fan of the Rancho Kids Show. And most importantly, we're really glad that you happen to be born.
Thank you for being born.
Yes. Speaking of born, the game idea was born in my head recently this week. The game this week was born in this crazy noggin of mine, and it's gonna be fun. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I feel like this is going to be a dream come true for us. Right? Is this one that we've been waiting for? Is this the one?
I believe this might be our most popular game.
Okay.
We're bringing it back. We're just gonna bring it back, run it again. It's the one where we make word puzzles and the kids have to go ahead and just make sense out of them.
I do love these. These are my fave. All right, should we roll it?
Yes.
Can we do it together?
Oh, absolutely.
This time,
All right.
You kind of
Okay.
hijacked the
I'm
last.
so sorry. I was really bossy. I mean, that's another thing that happens with the. Okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Rolling, Davito!
What's happening, kiddos? It's me, your friend Martin Q. Snodgrass, and I am back once again to bring the party, which is why you are allowed to call me Marty. Okay, kiddos, well listen up. This game is one we've played before. It's word puzzles with pictures that your job is simply to solve. So go ahead, do your best. They're gonna be tough, but that's part of the fun. All right, kiddos, here is round 1. Time to see if you got it right, kids. In the upper left, we've got a car plus some L's. That's Carl's. Carl's. Okay, now in the bottom, that's the month of June plus Eeyore, so Carl's Junior. Carl's Jr., kiddos. I hope you got it right. It's time for round 2. Okay, in the upper left, we've got a star plus a basketball team called the Bucks. So that's Star Bucks. And then we've got a lady coughing plus the letter E. So Starbucks, cough E. Starbucks coffee, kiddos. Did you get it right? Onward to round number 3. Okay, this one was tough, kiddos. That's a kitten minus the number 10. So kit plus chin, kitchen, and that is a cabin plus a net. So you've got kitchen cabinet. Good luck in round 4, kiddos. I hope you know your fish because that's not just your average fish. That's a bass plus some skin. So bass skin, and down on the bottom you got raw plus some bins. So bass skin, raw bins. Who wants ice cream, kiddos? Round 5 is gonna be tough, but I believe in you. I'm guessing some of you kiddos got this right away, and I'm guessing some of you are still confused. It could be tough, but basically it's a circle of the word life, so it's the circle of life, Hakuna Matata, okay? Okay, it's time for round 6. Okay, another kind of simple one that might have actually been tough. It's a donut plus the word cry. So donut, cry, and then that line is intended to show you over a thing of spilled milk. So donut, cry over spilled milk, especially if you missed this one. I mean, it's done, kiddos. Don't cry over spilled milk, okay? Okay, kiddos, here we go to round siete. That's 7. This one, I think, might be the easiest one of the day. It's a deer in the headlights. That's it. Deer in the headlights. Consider that a freebie. Round 8 coming up. Okay, getting back to some of the basics here. That is a zoo on the left, plus a toe, and then that's a P. That's one P right there, and then that's, I think that's Patrick Starr saying, so that's zoo, toe, P, So I hope you got it right, kiddos. Zootopia. Here's round 9, kiddos. This one is as simple as 1, 2, 3. Number 1 is a paw, number 2 is a pot, and number 3 is a troll. Paw, pot, troll. Paw Patrol. Okay, I know you kiddos love that show. It's time for round 10. All right, kiddos, on the left, we're looking at a hole. And then now that middle one, that's some, I don't know, some sort of fragrance by Dior. So hole, Dior, and then that's some horses. So hole, Dior, horses. Hold your horses, kiddo. We'll get to the next round in just a moment. Here's round 11. Okay, kiddos, upper left, we're looking at someone knocking, and then we've got a Y plus an OR, which should get you to your. So knock your, and then those are socks, and then that's an off switch, into the off position. So knock your socks off. I hope that's exactly what this puzzle did, kiddos. And round 12 is right now. Okay, kiddos, this one had quite a lot going on. Let's see in the upper left, that is a rope tied in a knot. So knot, and then that's Mike Trout, the best player in the big leagues, but we're pointing at his first name. So let's see here, not Mike, and then that's Up from the movie Up. And then we've got Dove, a soap, but we crossed out the D, so it's of. And then last but not least, that's a golf tee. So it's not Mike Up of tea. Not my cup of tea. Ay, I'm exhausted. Round 13 coming at you. All right, let's see if we can solve this one together, kiddos. Take it step by step. In the upper left, we've got a knee. Now, you might have thought it was an elbow, but if so, that's your fault, okay? So knee plus dole, and then that's a Holiday Inn, but get rid of the holiday. And down in the bottom, we got somebody saying, oh, there, and then that's an H plus an ace and a tack. So haystack. So knee, dole, in a haystack. Did you get it? That was tough. Round 14, our final round. All right, this last one was definitely tough. Let's see if we can get it. We've got an I plus an M, so I'm, and then there's another not. Now in the bottom left, that's a maid, so I'm not made. Dove, that's a dove, that's the bird that is. And then last but not least, money. So I'm not made of money. I'm not made of money, kiddos. I mean, I wish I was, because, that would be very good for me financially, but I'm not. All right, kids, that's all the time we've got for today. I'm sure your brains are exhausted. I know I am mentally drained, and I'm ready for a nap, to be honest with you. So I'm going to let you go, but I hope to see you kids sometime soon. Until then, be good, kiddos. Have a great week. Saying bye for now, it's Martin Q. Snodgrass.
You guys, I needed to come in here real quick and just warn you about something that happened. I'm still trying to process what I just saw. But while you were playing the game, I watched as Ryan's mustache creeped up his face and landed in this region. and it's a little shocking, so I wanted to just kind of give you a heads up, but I don't want to offend him, so don't laugh, you guys. Don't make fun of him. It's a lot, so, okay.
I don't understand what happened. Literally, this is the first time that this has ever happened, and I'm not really comfortable with the fact that it's happening on camera. And I feel like you were saying something to the kids there that might have been dealing with this.
I just felt like we wanted to warn them a little bit because it's.
Speaking
I've
of warnings,
never seen anything like this in my life.
This is one of the few warnings my doctor did give me when I told him that I was going to work on the ancient art of rapid mustache growth, where you really and you do it. He said it's great until the mustache goes a little crazy. And I thought it just meant like a little extra curl, a little extra flare. But turns out, kids, it can do a lot of things, like dividing and
It crawled.
And dividing. It literally.
I almost took off my shoe and smacked it because it looked like some sort of an arachnid.
I'll tell you what. If it keeps going,
arachnid.
I give you permission to smack it with your shoe. Now listen.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Let me put these back. Okay, go ahead. Okay, yeah. So listen, that one right there was stop stalling. Let's just send it to the video. These facial expressions, they're self-explanatory. I'm choosing to see this as a half full type of situation. This glass, this is half full, and I think it's time we go to the message. We've been doing this great series.
Can we just go to the message?
Yes, we've been doing this great series called Timeless Truths, because you know what, even though these things were written 2,000 years ago, before this kind of facial hair existed, they still ring true to us today. So go ahead and play the video, Davido.
Please play it.
What's happening, kids? I am back with another timeless truth, something that we found in scripture, something that I read this week in the Bible that was written at least 2,000 years ago that speaks incredibly, profoundly, wonderfully into our lives today. I've told you guys that this whole series is about looking at the fact that even though this was written 2,000 years ago to different people in a different time, it still speaks beautifully and wonderfully to our lives. And today, I'm gonna talk about something that is a part of your life and a part of my life that has a huge, dramatic impact on the way that our lives will go. I wanna say it again, kids. I would say that this thing, maybe more than anything else except my brain maybe, has impacted my life more than anything else. And I believe the same is true for you, for your parents, for your friends. I'm telling you, this thing is a really, really big deal. And do you wanna know what it is? I'm gonna tell you right now. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you, I'm just gonna show you. Here we go, ready? Oh, that's so weird. Okay, that hey, in your mouth. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your tongue, kids. This thing that makes you speak. This thing that makes words come out of your mouth. This thing is a really, really big deal. Now let me try and explain. Think about how much words play a part in our life. Think about how much the things we say impact and shape our lives, our friendships, our successes and our failures. When I look back on my life at some of the proudest moments in my life, I can trace it back to things that I've said. When I look back at my life and I think of some of the most moments where I'm just most ashamed of what I did, I can trace it back to things that I said. This thing in our mouths is incredibly important. And when I talk about our tongue, I'm talking about our words. Now, I want to read you a passage from James chapter 3 that talks about how destructive the tongue can be. In fact, I'm going to just list off what it says in this passage. I'll read you a section later. But it talks about the tongue, and it says, "The tongue is restless and evil. The tongue is full of deadly poison. It is a whole world of wickedness. It is a flame of fire that can set your whole life on fire." This is a lot of crazy, scary, negative stuff that can happen with the words that we speak. We need to understand that, kids. You need to understand that the words you speak affect you, they affect others. I'm telling you, the words we speak, there's a saying that says, "Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me." Kids, that saying is wrong. It is dumb and it is wrong. Excuse me, if your parents don't like the word dumb, just tell them I used it in this context to describe how not smart that saying is. Because I'm telling you, when I look back at the things that have hurt my feelings more than anything else, it's not things that people did to me, it's things that people said to me. It's things that people said that hurt a lot more than sticks and stones. Now listen, here's the deal. I want to break down something that is super important.
You read about how dangerous the tongue can be, and you're thinking, well, in that case, I should just never speak again. Some of you guys are thinking, Ryan, you could never do that, which is true because I love to talk. It's really fun. But here's the deal. We need to make sure that we don't only see the negative side of what our words can do. We need to see the positive side. Our words can be destructive. Our words can be harmful. Our words can do damage like you wouldn't imagine. But our words can also do incredibly wonderful, uplifting, powerful, positive things. So listen, in Ephesians chapter 4, this is a great example of Paul writing to the church in Ephesus, and he says to them, listen, don't use your words for foul and abusive language, right? But he says, but instead, let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. In the book of Proverbs, which was written 1,000 years before that, it says very simply, gentle words can bring life and health, and a deceitful tongue can crush the spirit. It shows you both sides of the coin, kids. It shows you that it can be harmful, but it can also be positive. I want to close with one last section from James chapter 3, and you're going to see what I said at the very start. There's something in our lives that dramatically shapes where we end up working, what we end up doing with our lives, who we end up hanging out with and not hanging out with, who you end up marrying. This thing is huge. Listen to what it says in James chapter 3. It says that we can make an incredibly large horse go wherever we want by the means of a small bit in its mouth. And it says that there's a small little rudder on the back of boats that can make a ship turn wherever the pilot chooses to go. Even though the winds are strong, in the same way it says there is a small thing that makes grand speeches. Here's what I want you guys to get. Our words shape our lives more than you can ever possibly imagine. I know that it seems like a little small thing and compared to the rest of our body, but this passage in James says it beautifully. This little small thing can dramatically shape our lives and the lives of others. So kids, make up your mind. Choose to be wise. Choose to let this thing bring goodness into your life and into the lives of others. Choose to let this thing be uplifting and kind as opposed to letting it do damage with just reckless, harmful words that you can throw out into the lives of others. It'll negatively impact their life and it'll negatively impact your life. Kids, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, from the beginning of the time that man began to speak words, this thing has done a lot of good and a lot of bad. Let's try to make sure our lives do a lot more of this than this. This is the good, this is the bad, just in case that wasn't clear. Kids, I've had a blast getting to share with you. I'm hoping this message is an example of how this can do some good. I'm hoping you guys are encouraged, and I'm hoping you see that this wonderful tool God gives us can do a lot of good if we choose to focus on using it that way. I'll talk to you guys next week. Take it easy. I don't even know what that meant. Bye. So that message was great, right?
I'm loving these timeless truths.
Yes,
I mean, seriously. And can I just say, Ryan, while the message was playing, I had a chance to kind of look at the new features.
And did something tell you that maybe you should get over my facial hair issues?
Yeah, maybe I was being a little judgmental, and I just realized, I had to kind of overcome some fear I was feeling.
I love that. I love that. This is growth. We're talking about growth.
Yeah, and so I'm, realized they're not going to hurt me.
Yeah, it has no effect on you.
So, except they have moved again, so that's a little disconcerting.
You said because...
I don't know where the one went, and that makes me a little nervous because it does look like the arm of a tarantula.
So Ms. Carey, you mentioned earlier the learning to accept things and that you're not really like caught up in like my facial hair issues, but I do believe that my problem has potentially become your problem as well, Ms. Carey.
Wait, which problem? Because there's a few that you could be talking about.
You said there was a few there, and there were 2 of these on my face. But now, if you look at it, you're going to see that there's no longer 2. Do you know where the other one went?
No, and that's what I was saying. And it's a little disconcerting for me. Is it in your ear? Ryan, open your mouth. Is it?
Forehead! So sorry. I'm so sorry.
What? What has happened? Ryan!
Oh, I'm doing the weird laugh thing again. I can't help myself. Oh.
I have never actually.
Hey, it's a unibrow. Slightly high unibrow. Kids, just go ahead and comment below. Tell her she looks great. It looks wonderful.
Brian, I'm not even used to real eyebrows, let alone like
I'm sorry.
your weird ones.
Well, my eyebrows used to be normal, and now they're kind of getting back to normal. This guy seems to have gone dormant. He's just hanging out right here.
Oh my goodness, how do you get it off? Is there a waxing we can do?
We can discuss that.
You don't know.
We can discuss. Don't know. Listen, hold on. Just let me send it to the next segment. We can come up with a solution.
Brian,
just
are you gonna shave my head?
Listen, I'm not gonna shave your head because that's something that most of the time boys do that. And girls usually don't. I mean, that's fine if they want to, but listen, boys and girls, that brings me to the next segment. We're gonna do a little segment here, kids. It's where I go onto the campus of Rancho Christian School and I film boys and girls competing against something to see who is the greater gender, the boys or the girls. It's like the battle of the boys and girls, and so we're gonna go ahead and check that out. I have my money on the boys.
I have no idea what you just said.
You're really having a hard time with this, kids. We'll sort this out. You watch the boys beat the girls, okay?
Today's challenge is a race to see who can eat a fruit by the foot first. The only catch is you can't use your hands. Good luck, boys, and good luck, girls.
That salve you gave me really worked. It's gone. But I'm sorry, my friend. It seems to have moved on to you, and
Yeah, I mean,
know.
I'm taking one for the team. You know, I figured. Let me suffer through this. I just didn't want you to have any extra issues to deal with.
Well, you know what? I have always, besides the hair here, like I'm kind of a hairless cat. Like I really don't have eyebrows, very little arm hair. Like I tend to not have issues with hair growth.
I can't. I'm so
What?
sorry. It might, I know, I have a little bit, I can feel
You do,
okay.
you do, but I feel like you're okay with it.
I
You know,
understand.
if you're
this
okay
is
with it,
mainly
I'm
for me,
okay with it.
But I do need to, it's like, right?
What? I know, you have one right
no.
there. It's okay. You know what? We should move into the new segment with what?
Point the finger. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is not what I intended to have happen at the start of the day.
Ryan!
I thought the salve, which I've never even heard of that word until you called my cream salve. I thought that salve would solve the problem, but apparently it might have escalated it a bit. Listen, I am quite confident.
I have no words for you right now.
Quite confident.
I have no good words for you right now. So can we just move into the next
I
segment?
am quite confident that during this next segment, we will come up with a solution, Miss Carrie.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
We have to be positive thinkers.
I've got caterpillars all over my face, Ryan.
I did not have any idea this was going to happen. It was an innocent mistake that all started because of this silly November thing. Those Greeks and Latins with the no shape. This is crazy.
I used to really like November.
Okay, so listen, kids. We're gonna send it to a cool new segment with our good old friend, Mr. David, where he teaches us something called origami. It's really fun. You fold paper into shapes, and you guys are gonna have a blast. So, Miss Carrie, we will sort this out. Oh gosh. All right. Check out this video with Mr. David, not Davito. It's Davito who's gonna send it to Mr. David. While
I like Mr. David.
Yeah, he's great. We're gonna sort this out. Okay, kids, enjoy.
Kids, I'm Mr. David. I'm excited to be with you here again. We're doing something a little different, and we're not drawing today. Instead, we're doing something called origami. Origami is the Japanese art of paper folding. So you may have seen it before. I'm going to show you how to create the most famous, most well-known origami shape and creature there is called the paper crane. So if you want to follow along, grab a piece of paper and we're going to get started. So I have here a square piece of paper. It has to be a square because in origami there's no cutting or pasting. It's weird, right? You can't cut the paper and once you start. So we're going to start off with a square piece of paper. I have here, it's very easy. In fact, you can take any piece of paper. If you have a long piece of paper, just fold it so that you have a straight line so that you know you're going to have a square, and then cut along this line and you'll have a perfect square every single time. So let's get started with our first step. I'm going to create a triangle. I'm flipping one corner to its opposite corner, all the way here. Then once you fold, you're going to go down the middle, squash fold to the left, to the right. And there you have a great triangle. If you're a little off on the sides, that's totally fine. We can play with that and fix it up towards the end. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fold back. I'm going to fold from end to end and create a rectangle. This rectangle right here, squash fold down the middle to the right and to the left. You should have a nice looking rectangle. Now we're going to use, you can see if you look really closely, there's these still lines here from the triangle. We're going to use that as a guide. So you can see this triangle line here. I'm going to flip it over and fold it along that triangle line, edge to edge. And now I have a little triangular shape. Here's what we're going to do. Flip it over and do the same exact thing on the other side. Origami has a lot of what's called symmetry. One side looks like the other. A lot of mirroring images, and really big in Japanese culture. Now I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to search for all these cracks and crevices, and I'm going to find the one that's right in the middle here. It's the longest and biggest gap. I'm going to go deep in there, poke my finger so it's really straight. Now this is the tricky part, okay? You're ready. Follow along with me. Now that I'm in this little crevice, or I should say the big crevice, I'm going to fold it out sideways and squash it down to create a diamond shape. Edge to edge. Every edge should match up. Squash fold, and I have my diamond. Now, you may be noticing there's a lot of edges here, there's creases. Every crease has a purpose. Everything has a purpose in origami folding. Now, I'm gonna find the part that opens up and point the part that opens down to me. Notice how it opens up everywhere like this. I'm gonna take one side and we're gonna do the same step 4 times. I'm taking this side first. I'm gonna fold the bottom edge to the middle line, just like so. The more detail that you give, the more that this shape is gonna pay off. So if you wanna go straight ahead and get to the end, be my guest, absolutely, it is your creation. But if you want it to look really crisp and clean, like it's a real crane, just take your time and you'll get there to perfection. So I'm gonna do the other side as well. The left goes into the middle, and I fold it up. I'm gonna flip it over and do the exact same thing on this side. All right, that side is done. I had to play with it a little bit and the edges aren't perfect, but again, that's okay. Now, I can see up here, it looks kind of like a kite, like a classic kite shape. Well, I'm gonna take the top of the kite and I'm gonna fold it towards me, not too hard. We don't wanna be rough with this. We're gonna go along the lines. I'm gonna fold it until I start to crease anything else. Fold it down and bring it back. Flip it over. Guess what? We're doing the same thing on this side. Fold it down, bring it back up. Well, you're probably asking, why do we fold it down just to bring it back up? Well, this part next, I'm gonna flip it open on both sides, flip it open on both sides. Now, hopefully you did it on the side that's closest to you. I'm gonna fold this first flap up along that crease that we created. Now this is the hard part, all right guys? We're gonna fold it down, be very gentle, just like this hairy baby mochi from Big Hero 6. Very gentle, and we're gonna fold down lines like that, and fold down lines like this. Be very careful with this crease and fold it outwards, inside out. Go down and squash fold. Now, if you get a little bit of a weird edge like that, that's okay. Use your fingers and just kind of fix up that corner. And guess what? Do the same thing on the other side. All right, kids, we're almost done. We're down to the final steps. You're probably asking, well, Mr. David, this doesn't look like a crane. How is it gonna turn into one? Well, it just takes about 2 more steps. So we're gonna fold it in from one side into the middle, just like we did before. Same on the other one. Fold it in to the other side of the middle. Last time, we're gonna flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. Now, are you ready to turn this into a paper crane? Because this is the last step. I'm gonna open one side of the flap. This is one of its wings. I'm gonna fold this middle all the way up as far as it can go without tearing the paper and squash fold it together. Then I'm gonna take the other side, do the same thing, fold it up until it can't go without tearing and squash it down. Now, I'm gonna ask myself, which one of these points looks cleaner? I like this one the best, don't you? So I'm gonna make this one the head and fold it down and squash it. And there's a paper crane. I'm just kidding. The last step. Take it and open it up to reveal your paper crane. And there you have it. A paper crane. Now, it might take you a few times, kids. I've made over 1,000 of these in my life so far. So just take a practice. Origami is about patience. It's about being very precise. So practice makes perfect. Have fun.
Let me start by saying 2 quick things, kids. First and foremost, thank you to Mr. David for teaching us how to make that incredible paper crane. It was amazing. And secondly, to you, Miss Carrie, I am so sorry. This worked out much better for me than it did for you. I did not see any of this happening.
Yeah, you know what though, Ryan?
Sorry.
I forgive you. I forgive you, and I have decided to embrace the new me. I don't know how long it's gonna stay because clearly this has its own mind. It's does its
But
own
you're
thing.
just saying, hey, you're gonna see it through a new perspective.
You know what?
It could be a good thing.
It could be a good thing. There's always something to be thankful for, right?
I am wearing a jacket right now. Why?
because
It's a little colder
cold.
outside.
Yeah.
Your face is gonna be so much warmer now. So much warmer.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
looks
for
awesome.
that.
It looks great.
It's like a blanket on. Ooh.
Yes. See?
A blanket on my
Let this
face.
be a lesson to you kids. Sometimes things don't go the way you want them to, but you know, it doesn't mean you can't make the most of them.
You know what? That reminds me.
Yes.
When life gives you lemons,
You make lemonade.
you make lemonade.
When life gives
When
you
life gives
excessive
you-
mustaches on your face.
You go and audition for The Greatest Showman 2.
Oh.
That's my plan. I could be the next bearded lady.
I love it! I love it, kids. This is a great idea. I'll tell you what. Why don't we we'll rehearse a little bit, but just
Okay.
real quick, kids, we've had a blast. We will see you next week because right now we are gonna, oh my gosh, you ready? I'll start up, ready?
I can't really smile.
Oh,
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 oh, this is me.
ba ba boom.
See you next time,
great.
guys.